It's not up there as far as being successful in the win percentage, and that's usually a bad thing. So, but yeah, they are going to go with the hero, as you mentioned. Just Man, he loves playing that hero and plays it very well. So we'll see how he's able to perform for it here. The initial bans: Parasite, Warbeast, Ophelia, Dr. Repulsor. First pick Swiftblade into Midas, as we mentioned. There's Puppet Master into Magnus coming out so far. So, but you got the Puppet Swiftblade combination. It seems like, that's a strong duo. It's either that or, something like a Doctor Swiftblade, but strong dual carry combo coming out here. And Swiftblade, that's definitely what helps make him such a powerful hero, I think, is that he can play that suicide very well.
Yeah.
Allows you to have two good carry options, basically.
Yeah, definitely. And reason they still love their Swiftblade. They can play him wherever, like you said. It's just it's a safe hero pick kind of thing. A lot of the meta right now is obviously still a lot of magic heavy, particularly with what SolC Club have picked up as well. Midas and Magnus. Swiftblade is just so good against those two because of the Blade Frenzy, obviously magic immune. So yeah, and they picked up Nir's Behemoth as well, actually, which is going to be interesting to watch.
Yeah. That's worth bringing up too, and I think actually reason Nier wasn't here recently. I know he wasn't here for the grand finals. Yeah, that's probably what it was. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, unfortunately he wasn't here for not the grand finals. It was the semifinals that they played against at the time Willowkeeper, and lost that series 2-1, of course. So that's got to hurt him a little bit, definitely. Not being able to at least be a part of that performance there, but in the end wasn't able to make it. But hey, he's here now, back with recent gaming, and of course a big factor for them, as you mentioned, gets a signature Behemoth hero here in the end. So how's Behemoth overall? Yeah, 45.9%. So something. Do you have specifically in the hands of Nier, Quincy? What is it in the hands of Nier?
100%.
Behemoth. Yeah, it's got. I mean, I would assume it's better than 45.9%. So Andromeda, the final pick for SolC Club here.
Yep, I actually really like Andromeda. Not just in general as well, but particularly in this game. I think Andromeda's actually somewhat a pseudo counter against Puppet Master because she can easily break the Voodoo Puppet leash range with obviously her Void Rip, which is kind of Puppet's obviously biggest burst and damage potential. So a really nice pick up here actually. A nice sort of nice counter pick against Puppet Master.
Yeah, you see
and
there.
The Swiftblade as well can stop TPs from the Blade Frenzy TP combo. So yeah, nice pick.
You do see there, Nier's Behemoth 7-3, 10 games total on record, so 250 gold per minute and so. But yeah, 7-3 record, so yeah, definitely a little bit better than the masses here.
And look at Antro's win percentage. That's pretty sick as well.
Yeah.
The hero, that's like one of the highest win percentages actually. And it's got 39 games as well, so pretty decent.
And she's been seeing more attention lately. Throughout the season, we didn't see a whole lot of her, but it seems like, later cycles and then the playoffs. And I know BMG now, I mean, they like running her a lot.
Yeah, really solid hero. It's because she scatters so well into the late game as well. Like, most supports, kind of don't really. Whereas, obviously, she does with the Aurora plus that Dimensional Link. And that Void Rip is so useful. Obviously, after it got buffed at level 1, the hero is really, really good. And obviously, the stun is very, very solid, very reliable. Obviously, if you're not playing against, bubbles or whatever it may be. So, yeah, very good. It does have the highest win percentage. Yeah, it's a hero that's kind of, it's like a subtle OP hero kind of thing. Like, if you have the highest win percentage, it's a support, so we don't really think it is OP. We think of Doctor or Tremble, but with a win percentage like that, you'd expect it to be picked up a lot more, but
yeah,
it doesn't.
Yeah, he had that buff. Yeah, definitely in the balanced patch. Again, his ultimate getting quite the buff, so definitely getting attention to him once again as a result, I'm sure.
I don't think that buff with the armor. I don't think that does anything really, but.
Really? I think it's pretty significant, man.
Really? If it was magic immune, or if it was the magic armor instead of physical armor.
Okay, yeah, but it's not like over the top, like, oh my god, what were we thinking not picking this hero? But it got the attention back to a hero that already was good.
That's true.
And like one of her biggest downsides is, of course, her auto attack range. It's very short. What is it? They have 400 range. So not necessarily the strongest in that sense, but brings a lot of gank potential. Has that safe factor with safety net, with the Void Rip, the swap, whatever you want to call it. And then, of course, yeah, that buff to it helps it a little bit more. So, I mean, we have seen instances, honestly, where he pops the Void Rip and the team, like, they kind of just give up because of that armor buff that's on him. I mean, 30 armor, that's a lot of armor.
It's pretty sick, yeah. But the biggest thing that what we've seen, though, is because of the range buff that level 1, but which was a while ago. But
Yeah.
We'll see Rally pick up, though. It's a hero we haven't seen for a while.
That we do. Rally coming out here for the side of Reason Gaming. And I will say, Reason, if we are to see it, Reason seems like a team that we would see it on. I think Zane has some solid history playing it, so going to be coming out here again. As you see, I mean, only 21 games on record, so yeah, not a whole lot. Bubbles, on the other hand, we've seen him plenty as far as he's concerned. So
Look at that. Bubbles. Yeah, talking of heroes that I'm not... I used to love Bubbles, but I don't know why. Like, there's just so many better suicide options. It feels like Bubbles now. I don't know. He just seems a little bit thin in terms of just like effectiveness and scaling. But that could just be me. Luna though, we're seeing a couple of heroes we haven't seen for too long actually.
yeah, not your everyday support option either. And maybe that's
Look at
why.
That win percentage though.
Maybe that's why. Yeah, not usually the strongest of support options, but they're going to give it a go here. Yeah, I mean, she's definitely going to be the main support. JLE going to be the one playing it, but does that mean what? So it's going to be a secondary support rally? No, okay, Behemoth. What am I saying? Yeah, Suicide Rally. Okay, Ravener going to be the final pick. All right, we don't get to see a whole lot of Ravener nowadays, but
Yeah,
feels
this
like...
will be the carry, the short lane Revenant. Midas will be mid. Gistman is a very very solid Midas player actually middle. Bubbles will be off lane, and then it will be second support Magnus and Andromeda. I assume so anyway.
You see some shout outs to Now right there. He's world renowned as being a top tier Ravener player. Streams it every now and then. I've actually tuned in myself, so pretty impressive work right there. Let's be honest, not the hardest hero though to dominate with, but still impressive nonetheless. But no, he's definitely has that strong potential. And yeah, it took me a while to grow on the idea of being this hard carry that he potentially could be, but we have seen it now a couple of times, and I think I'm at that point of like, all right, there is something to it there. Okay, I believe it now that I've seen actually with my eyes.
What about carry curse break? You believe?
Oh, carry! I've always been an advocate of carry curse, man. Absolutely, no, I love that.
Maybe like 4 or 5 months ago when I rated it, you were like, what, are you smoking something?
Okay, see, that's one of those cases, though, yeah, no, you're right. I mean, the idea, yeah, I mean, in a competitive atmosphere, it's just the idea of that is just probably a little over the top, is what we thought. So clearly, Boxy has made that very clear. And I actually saw Probusk playing it the other day on his stream, a couple of games in a row, in fact, and he was actually talking about it quite a bit. And he's like, yeah, no, this hero's growing on me too. And again, it's that idea we mentioned in the last game, I think, where it's like, hey, if something works on a hero or a new hero's played, it works very well a couple of times for one player, then it's going to start that trend. And I think the accursed as a hero and maybe even the carry accursed could start picking up some steam here. And some potential, because it's good. It's good, man. I will say I've always been a big advocate though of the hero, with the seer effect, and just in general I have liked the idea of the hero. But yeah, maybe not carry. I didn't necessarily see it coming, but we do see it. We
have got to believe. Got to have an open on mind, Breaky.
I guess so.
Breaking mold.
I want to note here, guys, obviously, again, with a little bit of a pushback here, the way these work there for the group stages, it's only going to be for today and tomorrow, so not the end of the world, but obviously the next match will wait for us to finish. In fact, it has to, because Sync Esports versus Solaire Club, Sync Esports versus Reason Gaming will be our next matchup. And, well, hard to play your opponents when they're currently in another game. So, Sync versus Reason, though, they're going to be the next matchup, but will be the final matchup for the day, but doing Reason versus Solaire Club here first. So we got these two matches here back-to-back, and going to help us determine quite a bit. And in fact, that would mean Reason Gaming, they're going to be done after today.
Really?
Because they played their one game earlier in the week, of course, and played 2 of them today. They played Nullstone.
Oh, yeah,
they beat.
Right.
So yeah, Nullstone we don't get to see today. I think they're the only team that we don't see today. If I'm not mistaken.
I think they're playing Sync tomorrow, right?
Yes. Oh, Shrek and Slow we also don't see today.
I was talking to what you got the other day, and it was like, he said, Minnie, tell me, how do I beat Sing? And I was like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
You're the captain.
Yeah, good question.
It's not my question.
Yeah, that'll be the final match tomorrow as well, yeah. Oh, by the way, you see on the schedule there, guys, now, as you notice, it's 13 EDT is when it starts tomorrow. Now, the reason for that is it's good old, let's move the clock an hour forward here in the United States of America is what's going on. So that'll happen tomorrow morning. So, AKA, for us, for the American crowd, it'll be at 1 p.m. Eastern, basically. That's 10 a.m. Pacific time. For Europe, though, for Central European time, it'll still be the same time for you guys. It'll still be 1800, so don't need to worry about any time changes there as far as when coverage starts. But I think that will eventually, for some reason we're different than Europe. I don't. It's
EU
stupid.
best country. That's why.
EU is the best country. There you go. That's what you just said. All right, back to this game though. Here we go. Actually, kicking it off now, and things are moving along. So. See both sides going defensively in their jungle to start. As there's the Kongor check. Yeah, it's again being this one game series here. I can understand why teams are really making a point. Let's just check Kongor just in case, because it doesn't really hurt and it could be a viable strategy, most certainly. So making sure it's not happening, which it's not, and now they'll go elsewhere. Of course, the downside of this, I didn't send anyone top, so. Not going to be able to really block any pole camp or anything like that, at least initially. How are they going to set things up? It looks like they're already doing something. Oh, no, okay, yeah, Puppet Behemoth bottom, that makes sense. Luna is going to maybe babysit Swiftplay middle, at least a little bit early on, and Raleigh will end up top, so. Nothing crazy there. Magnus going to do the pull at the top lane, most likely himself. How about that? It really seems like that's just become more of the meta.
He doesn't have Hatchet,
Secondary support. Oh, that's true.
You are right though, but it's crazy like how I guess it's just how the game or how the meta works nowadays. Like you see one team, obviously it was Tree or BMG now they're called. When Root was when they first did it, and it was kind of revolutionary back in the day, and now it's just common in practice, I guess. But yeah, he hasn't got Hatchet though, so yeah, they're not actually doing it. I didn't think so. Like it's quite strange why they're going to try and perhaps get first blood on the Luna, maybe.
Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. That's an interesting play by Chelly right there. He actually has him drop the ward of sight on the ground to act like he might have placed it right there. And so I wonder if they're going to try to bait out a rev ward is what he's kind of going for. That's interesting. I like that.
Yeah. He just doesn't. He just doesn't want to show it. But they already saw the ward of sight though. Or they saw him do that because they've got a ward of sight themselves on the lane ward here. So they actually saw that happen. But
well, they can't see it actually being dropped though.
Yeah, but they saw obviously him lose. Oh no, you're.
So in their mind, they just think he might have placed it. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, but Riley's picked up though now.
Okay, so. Well now it's obviously thwarted, but.
No, you're right. Apologies.
Chelly going next level, man.
But this Magnus though, like I don't know, he's gonna need to have his place though in this game because, like you said, he hasn't actually jungle pulled, and so he needs to have a way of getting farming experience because him just sort of sitting top looking for the opportunity to try and set up a kill is just not going to be good. It's not going to be effective. He's been stacking the jungle a little bit, which is okay and all, but he needs to make sure have a way to farm. It looks like he's going to pull the lane, but like Andromeda could kind of do this himself, I guess. But like whenever you see Tree, whenever they run like a secondary support in the short lane, they'll always make sure that Root of Z is doing something kind of thing. Always have the ability to farm, whether it's a lane or like the jungle will be utilising some kind of farm. Whereas this Magnus is just pulling or stacking for now, which I guess is okay. But he'll need to have a way to farm if he wants to be an impact in this game.
Yeah. Top rune, they're baiting this out. Andromeda's kind of getting a feel for it. He wants to go, not too sure though. Something might be up. And yeah, for good reason. He goes back because both Rally and Aluna were ready to pounce on him if he was to go for it. So good, something gave him the cue. Mechix right there, able to fall back before he gets jumped. And instead we'll meet up with middle with Midas here. In the meantime, so yeah, Swiftblade basically been playing a solo Swiftblade here in the middle lane. He's using that spin quite a bit. He does have the bottle though, so able to do that. Now actually, he doesn't have spin anymore. And this could backfire. In comes the Comet Stun, the transmit on top of that. Those auto attacks hitting hard, and down he goes. So that's why you may not want to use spin too much. Didn't have it for a getaway.
Ooh. Yeah, it's just something that Reason have been playing a lot now. It's just Swiftblade middle lane. It works quite well though. Like, obviously the spin is there to sort of push out the wave, and then you can control runes quite nicely. Actually, top lane.
Yeah, they're gonna get a catch up here. No, that's just an illusion though. The real Aluna able to get away. Compel from Rally helping with that. makes his way out of there. You saw him trying to distract the pole camp and at least harass it a little bit and stop doing that to its full efficiency. But Magnus will get another pull off right here and farm a little bit more. So Imaping is still level 1, but very likely, of course, going to hit level 2. At least halfway through the pole camp right there. So yes, there you go. Bottom lane, Behemoth. He's being somewhat aggressive on a Bubbles, but Bubbles clearly has information of it with the ward of sight placement over here. You see they put the Rev Ward down to try to scout it out, but not close enough to where it actually is. So Bubbles has that information to work with. But Puppet Master, I assume he's been having a very good time himself. 20 and 14. Yeah, pretty good. 22 and 12 Ravener, though. Ravener, he too having the free farm, of course. And he's at the top lane currently with that level 5 as well. But leading the charge is that Midas. 450 plus gold per minute again. Getting the bloodlust skill helps with that, but also creep farm. He's doing very well on top of that. So
he's got really good creep farm. The highest actually in the game at the moment.
Yeah,
so.
Big start for Just Man.
Like I said, he's a very, very solid Midas player, and obviously showing it here as well.
That he is, and going to be a big influence here for Solaire Club and the early start to this game. Ken and Torf, though, again, their carry player. We're going to see this wrap. Goes back to, again, with Ravener especially, the Abyssal Skull pickup earlier on, just pretty necessary on him. So expect to see that coming out sooner than later. They're trying to set up a kill on a rally at the top lane, but he was a little too far back. They're going to be pushing this in, though. It looks like Puppet Master. No, he's just taking the creep wave. Going to be pushing in the top lane. They got a catapult here, or the ballista, or no, Hell Cannon more specifically. Get a little bit of damage onto the tower. Maybe even go for rally if they can catch him, but falls back a little too much. Going to be fine. Now, Andromeda, I really haven't kept an eye on what the skill build usually is for Andromeda, as much as we've started to see it lately. But
depends. Really depends. There's not one set build for Andromeda. It depends kind of what you want in the game. If you want to be pressuring and taking sort of stacks and sort of ancients, you obviously want to max your Aurora. If you want to be ganking, I've seen people like max the Comet, for example. I've seen people leave Comet level 1 and then max into sort of going to the late game where you max Aurora and a Dimensional Link. It all depends really from the game, from the player, to be fair. So there's no one set build that is the best build kind of thing. Which is kind of cool part of the hero, honestly. In this game, I could perhaps even sort of see maxing the Aurora and Dimensional Link helps out Ravenor farm ancient stacks very easily. But then obviously maybe maxing the Comet will be useful if he's trying to set up kills with Magnus, really. It depends what kind of rotations he's going to make or what kind of plays he's going to make. So
that's definitely what I was getting at, and glad you're talking about that there, because that's what I personally like about the hero Andromeda too. Is that exactly she has options as far as where she wants to skill build based on what the game's looking like. If she's expecting to be more aggressive for ganks, definitely the maxing out that Comet's done could be a value here. Of course, it doesn't necessarily increase the duration, but it does increase the damage all the way up to 325 magic damage. That's quite a bit for a single target hit right there. So. But it looks like, he has level 2, and it seems like at least going level 2 into it, that's probably going to be the case.
Yeah, he's probably going to max it now as well. Like, yeah, if you get 2 points into it, you expect to get 4 points out of it, because obviously, like I said, it doesn't scale in terms of the stun. So either you leave it level 1 or you max it, which looks like he's going to do here. That
is a fun stat right there. Reason's one of the only teams to play Aluna when they've only won once with her. And that was as a carry Aluna, not as a support Aluna, which they're 0-5 with. So that's something to keep in mind, moving forward perhaps as well. But not a ultimatum necessarily, but still. Stats, again, you got to at least look at them a little bit. They do not lie. They are just factual numbers. Well, we think at least. We trust Quincy here. We're going off just what Quincy tells us, to be fair. So. But no, he does a good job. I've seen the spreadsheets, man. They're just all numbers all over the place. Puppet Master, Ibba Boy, speaking of the carry, 355 gold per minute. He's going after the side shop right here. Oh, buys a life tube initially, but sells that, gets steam boots. Maybe wanted a little bit of health regen. They're going for the kill on Bubbles in the bottom lane. Capel comes out. There's a Puppet Show. Doesn't have Voodoo Puppet. Oh, nice. He does. He pops it out, and down goes Bubbles. So waited a little bit right there, but wanted to line it up correctly, perhaps with the Whiplash proc. And got it as a result, so down goes Bubbles. Good kill from them. That's only the second kill overall this game. First 4 recent gaming right here. They used a lot of burst onto what they thought was the real rally, but unfortunately it was not. But
what? It was the real rally.
That was the real rally. Wow!
What are you on about?
It died so fast. Well, I saw the illusions there, and I'm thinking to myself, like, oh yeah, no, that was an illusion. I'm so glad that you said that, because I looked just really dumb there. Oh, boy. So that was the rear that was real burst, and we do see their potential coming out right there between Midas and Andromeda. So good catch by them on the real rally.
Yeah, Max in that comment, man. There's so much burst damage on the Andromeda. In other news, though, top lane is exactly what I'd like to see actually here from Solaire Club up top. I sort of talked about how I would like to sort of see Magnus have an ability to farm like a lane or have ways to farm the jungle. What they've done instead is they've given lifesteal onto Ravenel by obviously him picking up the Hungry Spirit and then lift the top lane up for Magnus to get his farm, because where else was he going to get it kind of thing. So I like this rotation, very efficient use of their resources, something very tree-esque in that respect.
Yeah.
And it's just very, very efficient use, and obviously it gives Magnus waste into the game as well, because if he's like level 3 with no goal or anything, like he's not going to have an impact in this game, but now they've given him a lane to farm, it's going to have an impact, so good to see.
Triple stack Ancients, Midas there with Bubbles. Midas ideally going to get the farm with it. You see the transmute procs going off right there. Camorado Tex, he has a Grave Lock and a bottle of Steam Boot, so yeah, he's got a very good start going for him, and there's going to be some big farm right here. Bubbles may take a couple of them. Ooh, Bubbles getting low even. He's only level 4 and now level 5, I guess, but still pretty squishy. Need to be pretty careful with that. It's unfortunate that it's a triple stack Dragon Master camp. Of course, that having the higher magic armor here, so taking a little bit longer than they would like, but eventually going to pick it off. And I actually think Bubbles got a good amount of those, to be fair, so well, it was intended. But anyways, point being, they share the farm, and I'm working closer and closer towards the portal key, at least on a Midas, I'm sure, is going to be that item pickup. But you talked about sharing the resources here. Magnus at that top lane, and picking up his farm most certainly. Now 200 plus gold per minute for him, as Ravener able to do the jungle just fine with that life still, 375. And Midas does continue to be on top, 407 gold per minute. On the other side of the spectrum, though, 375 on Imbaboy, playing the Puppet Master, and he is going that Assassin Shroud first. Behemoth has the early Striders. Now Portal Key could possibly be next in line. We'll see what route Nier goes. Again, known for playing this hero. Not the most farm early on right here. He is level 6, though, and has an Eruption ready to go, or Shockwave more so. Yeah, maxing out that heavyweight too. We've talked about that before. Likes to jungle with it.
It's just something that Nier likes to do. I'm personally not a big fan of it, but like it gives him the reliability to farm the jungle. Like he's level 6, and he wasn't given a lane to farm, unlike Magnus, for example. So yeah, it's working good actually on the Legion Ancients actually.
Oh, just gonna survive. Oh. No, the Lion's Breath hit him, but he got enough heal off from the bottle, but Midas still wants this kill, damn it. He goes in, one more nuke, 2 seconds. Lion's probably gonna have an auto attack, is gonna be enough. Gets the kill, and actually Rally needs to be careful. Yeah, look at that damage. He gets compelled mirror support. No, he cannot kill him in time, though, as they all came in to save the day. So Midas going a little too far in the end, but at least got the kill to Swiftblade.
Definitely, I think it was worth it because first of all, like you still get the kill on Swiftblade, but you rotate everyone from the start of Reason just to secure a kill onto the Midas there. So I think it's definitely worthwhile for him to get that kill and still die. Yeah, I mean he was still higher GPM at the time from the Swiftblade, but Swiftblade's going to scale better than the Midas. But again, like you rotate all the heroes over from Reason to middle lane. So yeah, nice kill from Jisman.
Yeah,
and they're actually ahead, man. Like they've been ahead actually for the last sort of 10 minutes, honestly. So
the whole game. Yeah.
They've been very efficient as well. Like they've been farming Ancients. They've been obviously giving the lane over to Magnus, and that's why they're so far ahead. Actually, middle lane, though,
now, Midas Shockwave.
Oh,
can he port in time? Look at
really
that
nice.
lockdown. And you know what? The heavyweight we were talking about,
yeah.
that's helped them and probably guaranteed the kill right there.
Yeah. Obviously, Max in the Fisher would give you extra stun duration as well.
Hey,
obviously,
can you...
Heavyweight did it as well.
Okay, yeah, you were talking in game there for a second, too. You're like holding down and you're
really?
talking. Yeah.
Oh, crap.
It was like echoey. Okay.
Sorry.
Anyway, so go on.
Yeah, I said obviously the max in the heavyweight is good for that reason as well, but you have to realise if you max the Fisher, then obviously the Fisher would give him extra stun duration as well. So it's pretty equal in terms of stun duration, I think. But yeah, nonetheless, just a nice kill onto Midas, nice rotation.
Yeah. Puppet Master top lane, he's trying to bait out this tower right here. It's very low in deny range, but he wants to go for a kill, and actually, now Bubbles is here, though. Bubbles, he needs to react quickly. Will he react quickly enough? No, he will not. I don't even know if anyone could have right there. Now, they might get the turn kill, though, and that's the big thing. Ravener even charging, and this should be a kill. There's no way. Yeah, ball lining in, and down goes Puppet. So clearly not the exchange you're looking for if you're Imbaboy there. And that's big for Solaire Club. I mean, they lost to Magnus, but they got a Puppet Master out of it, and now they're going to push the top tower. And was the tower even denied? Okay, it was denied in the end, yeah. So Luna actually did do that, but now they're going to push in the top lane a little more, all the way to the secondary tower. Rally does push in the bottom tower in the meantime, but we'll see how much damage they're able to do to this top tower here. Ravener, by the way, 2,000 gold saved up now, so Portal Key is just around the corner for him, more than likely. Do you think? Should see the Portal Key here?
I think Thunderclaw actually.
Oh my god, he landed that. No, it's not going to be enough, though. Good block right there.
Block. Oh, Bubbles? No.
You think Thunderclaw?
Andromeda?
Okay.
And Andromeda's looking for it. Yeah, I think Thunderclaw would make a little bit more sense. There's not. They're not at a point where they. Oh, I guess Portal Key. It's fine. I think. Oh, he sells it actually. So
Well,
I think Thunderclaw makes a lot.
He's still not sure.
Magmus.
Final lane Magmus goes down. Nice catch.
The only reason why I think Thunderclaw makes a lot more sense at the moment is because Select Club, they don't have the items on all of their heroes before they want to take team fights. There's not Portal Key yet on Magmus, like no Portal Key yet on Bubbles, obviously, neither on Minus, for example, either. And because of this, I think the Portal Key is a good item, don't get me wrong, but I think the item progression, it's a little bit too early to pick it up. Like, he wants to continue farming for the next, say, 10 minutes before they want to start grouping up and taking team fights. And so Thunderclaw would be useful and better for him for the next 10 minutes, for example. I think he should have gone Portal Key after Thunderclaw because, he's just going to be farming for the next 10 minutes, as I said, and Thunderclaw's going to offer him a little bit more than that. It's good, though, if he gets aggressive with it and looks for kills. But if not, then I think Thunderclaw would make a lot more sense. But with the Portal Key, I'd like to see him get aggressive with it because it just makes a lot more sense. You don't pick up Portal Key to farm, do you know what I mean, at the end of the day. So. Yeah,
no, it's not necessarily the most effective farming tool. Rally, Zinvis right here, gets a nice compel on both sides, Seismic Slam and the power throw. That's a good synergy right there, showing off. Aluna and that global presence with the red throw, of course. Sets up a kill on a Bubbles. Good use of their abilities. However, Ravener, just missed the ball lightning with his jump. So trying to make use of the Portal Key right there, but unfortunately, swing and a miss coming out.
I made no sense. Did you see what he just did, by the way?
What did he do?
He just dropped his hatchet and then just attacked it and killed it.
Oh, I was wondering what that was. Yeah.
As if it was on purpose. But first of all, if you want to get rid of it, you can just sell it now. And second of all, he's got a TP
he
spot
still
as well,
has
so,
his Sly, yeah.
Exactly. So I'm so confused.
Necessary handicap,
okay. Right, he just buys a bloodshed. That makes a little bit more sense. But I still think you keep your hatchet and you sell your buckler instead.
Well, at the very least, at least wait till you get the item, there. He just did it because he's killed now a couple of cans. Again, it's not the biggest deal in the world, but it's still
it's a very, very small point, but I still want to make it, though. Like, buckler as well is not as useful as the hatchet. In the meantime, we're actually missing kills down bottom, so...
and my boy finds another one.
Oh, talking to Ravenel. Top lane. Oh, my God, look at that damage.
Did he catch? Yeah, that damage ridiculous. He has the charges, and that showed. He just went over there, and I believe I got it basically as he jumped him, but yeah, you just saw how fast he dropped. I mean... couldn't even get his Swift Flashes off.
That's the one benefit of getting Portal Key before you get Thunderclaw, though, is because you can make plays like that. Like you're farming the jungle, you see someone on the map, you just Portal Key in and set up kills like that. And not only that, obviously, when you play Ravener, you want to make sure your charges are always up. And having that Portal Key, you can just sort of jump from camp to camp with it. Whereas obviously you have a Thunderclaw, you don't. If you go Thunderclaw, because I play quite a bit of carry Ravenel, and if you go Thunderclaw before Portal Key, you actually do have a little bit of a problem of keeping the charges up. Obviously, you farm a little bit faster than getting the Portal Key, but you don't have the ability to make plays like that. And not only that, but you do lose some of your charges as well. Whereas when he has Portal Key, you see him, he's just Portal Keying from camp to camp as he should. He's got the Blood Chalice sort of keep his mana up as well. So, yeah, he's doing fine with it as well. He's got a couple of hero kills from the Portal Key, and he's actually not making Thunderclaw, though. It looks like he's making Shrunken Head. So... I mean, he's going to be farming a little bit slower, but he's getting active, though. And, I mean, look at the heroes he's against. First of all, he's going against Puppet Master, which you have to get a Shrunken Head against that hero. And not only that, but playing against a Behemoth as well, and the Rally. I can see it. And I guess Select Club, they just want to get aggressive and take team fights, which I'm all for, and he's still farming very, very well, even without a Thunderclaw. So,
the lineup is great for that, but it's safe to say, I mean, this is them making a decision, and that is, we want to do what you're saying right there. Good take to them earlier on. Bubbles in the meantime. No, the stun from Magnus comes out of the swap as well, and Nier is going to end up falling as a result of all of it. Well played on the turnaround. Cup, honestly, not necessary there, but just in case. But yeah, we've seen this red power throw combo. They've used it several times. They won with Raleigh, that time with Behemoth, but just not enough damage to kill Bubbles this time around. And I assume red power throw is not going to be coming out again. Yeah, still on cooldown. So He makes it back to base, and will be healing up, be fine. But, yeah, so a risky play does not pay off. But, yeah, again, so it goes back to the idea of, hey, they made a decision. This is that. We want to take it to them earlier on, and that's
exactly,
fine.
yeah.
But, hey, if it doesn't work out, if they don't get the kills, if they're not able to start pushing on sooner than later into the base, then that's where it could definitely backfire. And, yeah, Puppet Master will eventually outscale you just because of the style of build you went for here in the earlier game. So, will it pay off is what we'll have to wait and see now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, one thing's for certain, though, like, just saying, oh, is this a good item or is it not a good item is kind of like the wrong way to sort of approach it. It's like, oh, actually, middle lane, Behemoth.
Is he in trouble again? He is. Yeah, they catch him. Watching Bubbles up there in case some jump tap in, but no, they jump in the middle lane. Tower goes down. And actually, even Midas using this portal key to kill off the Skeleton King right there. That was the Whispering Helm Skeleton King, so that's going to be on cooldown now, and he won't have anything to stack the Ancients for him or whatever else here. Not the biggest deal, but
item picks again, like just saying, "Oh, this is a bad item, this is a good item." Is like it's not always the right thing to say. Like obviously, you want to sort of what's the sort of knowledge behind it? What's the reasoning behind it, kind of thing? Like if they want to take team fights, then yeah, pick up a strong, and if they want to farm, yeah, pick up Thunderclaw. And obviously, it looks like he's going to go towards strong, and they're happy to go aggressive. They got Portal Key now on Magmus and Midas, so I'm all for that. And I don't think there's not much Reason can really do at the moment. Like Swiftblade and Puppet Master, obviously, they're not in a position where they're dealing a lot of physical right click because it's just too early for them to really do that kind of damage. So picking up like the Strong and Ed, I think, is that what he got it? No, yeah. I mean, it looks like he's going for that. I don't know. Has he bought the Warhammer yet? Do you know?
I thought I saw him buy the Warhammer. Yes, I'm pretty sure I did.
So that Strong Ed is going to do so much work for the Ravener in the next up-and-coming team fights because, like, where's the physical presence coming from? Like, rally, Seismic Slam, that's it practically, and that's not even a guaranteed hit. So, yeah. And Select Club, they're pleasantly surprising, like how well they're doing actually against Reason. So. Pretty crazy. All top lane, Bubbles.
Ooh, Bubbles going to be scouted out right here with the power throw, and now he's in a lot of trouble. Will his team kind of try to help him and react with him? He shall also gets the silence. Magnus does send at the last second as well. Now Bubbles did die, obviously. Is they going to get there in time? Here comes Ravener now. The Stormblade's doing some work, and Swiftblade feeling it as well as Rally. He goes down. Behemoth already picked off. Of course, Swiftblade trying to get away. Swap back into him, they say, and down he goes. So good bait by Bubbles right there. Buying enough time for his team to get in there. Sure, he died, but they got a 3-for-1 exchange, and they deny the tower on top of that. And there is a Shrunken finish now on Ravener. So, again, we are seeing a snowballing Ravener here being played by Cannon Dwarf, and it is working for Solera Club. What is up with today, man? We just coming off a big upset.
It's just crazy, but, like, this team is actually really good. Like,
Yeah.
I thought I really underestimated them, but just the way they're farming, like, from the laning stage as well, you can tell if a team is good, but they were like farming the Ancients, really efficient farming as well. Obviously, they gave Magnus the lane while Ravenor farmed the jungle. Everything they did was very, very efficient, and their team decision making as well is really, really on point. Like they TP up top, take the team fight, and yeah, Select Club, they definitely deserve to be ahead as well. Reason they're just at the moment they get a little bit outplayed, honestly, which is kind of rare to say, but they actually are at the moment. So
yeah. Hey, maybe these teams are using this tournament. The Solera Club here, we had Team Who the previous game of like, kind of showing us. You know, again, you think back to last season in the off season. You know, after Han Tour, the Carnage and Caldivar, as Rally gets away right there. That was close though. As Ravener caught him, level 16 now as well, by the way. So maximum damage output for him with that level 3 ultimate, but. But yeah, Carnage Caldivar last year, that's where we really started to learn a little bit about Willowkeeper at the time. And,
true.
You know, going into the season, who they were going to be, and that's where they started making their name at least, and then eventually, you know, we saw that take off in the regular season of Han Tour. So this offseason is the time for teams like this to make that statement of, guys, you know, pay attention to us. We're an up-and-coming team, and we're going to be kind of a big deal moving forward. So not to get too ahead of ourselves, this is just one game here, and so was the previous one, but still, it's interesting seeing this here.
Definitely. It's cool to see. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like, with Reason's draft as well.
Oh my gosh! You know what?
Yeah, someone just the chart. You talk about that dropping the hat shit. Yeah, I didn't even realize that. To be fair.
Yeah, I know. I didn't pick up on it. That's a great point, though. You know, chat they do come through sometimes, and hey, that's why I look at it every now and then because they do make good points, and they're a co-caster with us. But that is very true. It kept his charges going as they're pointing out. And look at that. He finds a kill out of a Luna and he takes the bound eye. This Ravener is just getting extreme. He has another 2,600 gold saved up. So, yeah, he was going for a team fight build earlier on, but now he's going to start being able to build some good damage here.
Yeah. He needs mana endurance. He actually think he sold the Bloodshirst to pick up the bound eye.
Oh, he did.
I
Yeah.
think he should have probably sold the TP instead, but I'll stop talking about selling items or destroying items because it always backfires, it seems like. But yeah, picks up the banner, but he'll definitely need some kind of mana regeneration items though. Like with Ravnar, you have a lot of mana issues. That's why you normally pick up the Blood Chalice, as he did. I could perhaps even see Dawnbringer, perhaps. I think Harkons is out of the question, so yeah. Like, I mean, he could go Grimoire, but I don't know. I think he needs a bit more right click. Although a lot of his presence is obviously magical, but I don't know. I think perhaps just the Dawnbringer makes a lot more sense bottom lane.
Yeah, they're trying to catch Pup. I assume they have some kind of vision. Yeah, including the bound
bound
eye.
eye.
Oh
Yeah,
my gosh, no chance for Puppet to get away. And that's, you know, it's definitely a case that he thinks like he might be fine, you know, with these stats. It's a lot of, you know, it's understandable if they would, but this is not a game right here where you should feel safe just because you have an Assassin Shroud. Not only do they have the Bound Eye, obviously, on Ravner now, but this is a very Portal Key heavy team, starting with Ravner. Now, Midas obviously has one. Magnus and Bubbles are eventually, you know, Magnus already has his. Bubbles also going to be getting it soon. So, yeah, that was the case right there. I think Boy going to kind of learn his lesson that he needs to not be pushing too extremely. And better be sure that they are on the map if he's going to be doing that. And now Congo coming out. So Thunderclaw finally picked up by Ravner.
Yeah, he picks up Thunderclaw though, but I think he's gone, again, a bit of strange item progression that, like, normally you'd pick up, like, either first, second, but picking up fourth just makes a little bit of a strange decision making, because then you can't really get the most effectiveness out in terms of farming, but it's still a good item, obviously, kind of whenever you get it, but it's kind of strange that you got it fourth instead of second, but regardless, he's doing well with it now. He's still going to have kind of a bit of a mana issues, though, I think. Because he's got Portal Key, obviously, and obviously using his spells sometimes to farm. He'll need some kind of mana regeneration. Otherwise, he's going to have kind of a hard time, I think, keeping it up while he's farming and trying to take a team fights, for example.
Yeah, but, I mean, that, you know, kind of going back to what was brought up earlier with, you know, dropping the item, dropping the hatchet to hit it and keep the charges going. That does bring up a fair point about the hero. You know, that is one of the bigger downsides of the hero, that he does need those charges to really actually be scary in these fights. If he goes into a fight without any charges, you know, still he can put out some damage, but what is that right there? Ravner below. Ravner. So 450 GPM, that's a sweet spot, apparently, with Ravner.
I think that stat tells more so from its role than it does about the hero GPM.
Yeah.
Like, because below 450 GPM normally is like a mid Ravnar, like an initiator, but over 450 is most likely a carry Ravnar, and that's why it's doing so well.
Yeah, that is a good point, actually. But yeah, again, that is his downside. He needs those charges, and we see him right here adding up as he's in the jungle. But so yeah, that's if you're racing game in here, you know, trying to. It's hard to look for an opportunity where he doesn't have the charges, to be fair, because he's constantly farming, constantly looking to get those charges added up. But I guess it's more so on his team. More so on his team that making sure he's ready to go with the charges. Don't jump into a fight if he's not prepared is what it really comes down to. If you're Solar Club here, so.
Yeah, Ravnar, one of its big weaknesses though is like it's actually one of the worst sort of split pushes or sort of pushing heroes, because obviously the charges do not stack onto towers. Neither does it stack onto Congo either. Like, as you can see, he's losing charges now, and that's why he has to deny his own creeps to actually get or keep his charges up, because it does not apply to towers, unfortunately. But yeah, it's the reason they're just split pushing, because they know they can't take team fights. They're fighting against a strong head Ravnar, and they do not have any physical presence at the moment. Not only that, they're fighting against Token as well. So Reason know how far behind they actually are at the moment, and they're just trying to delay as much as possible, because at the moment they don't have anything to do with this Ravnar. They really do not. Like, the Stronger Ned is just doing too much work for him, so they're just trying to delay as much as possible, and they're doing it okay. They're split pushing as much as possible. They've got Stronger Head now on Puppet Master, but Swiftblade just isn't farmed enough, it feels like, to be a threat to this Ravnar. So.
Yeah. Puppet Master, how's he been coming along? Shrunken Head picked up on him. It seems like it's been a little bit since we talked about him, but clearly he's got the holy trinity of items here. Swiftblade, 2,900 gold saved up early on him as well, so curious what he may go for next. Clearly it's not going to be like a Firebrand here. I'm thinking the Shrunken Head is what he's probably feeling.
Yeah, there's
really
Magnus, Bubbles, Midas, Ravnar, yeah, they all need Shrunken Heads, really. Oh,
yeah, this is interesting because they're trying to gank Midas, but you see the supports here. And now Luna's actually going to get caught out first. Now they will catch Andromeda, so Slash goes out, Seismic Slam, so they will get the kill over there. But at what cost for them? Nice stun from Luna, and she TP's away. Well played right there, and they all end up making the getaway. That was very well played. across the board even for Reason Gaming and their players. So they all survive, and that's the good thing for them, of course. But Thunderclaw, no, not Thunderclaw. Charged Hammer now finished on Ravener, of course.
Yeah,
More
I like
damage.
this pickup. The reason being is because he's got token filling up his 6 slot, so he just wants to get the most effectiveness out of he can out of the 6 slots in terms of items. So makes sense there. Obviously, it's a great item as well for Ravener. Gives him a lot of attack speed, which obviously you want to benefit for, because if you think about it, like when Ravener has max charges, he has plus 200 damage. So really, he's hitting for about 360 every single attack. And I've talked about before, but you want to have similar attack speed to similar attack damage. His attack damage at the moment is like 360, and his attack speed before Charged Hammer was about 100, 160. So obviously you want to have equal attack damage to equal attack speed. So very efficient in terms of DPS now because of that Charged Hammer. So yeah, nice item pickup.
Cannon Dwarf takes out the top tower right there. More farm for him. Magnus going in with the Veiled Rod. Ooh, he just missed the stun of Puppet Master. Puppet Master now going for the turn, and it's definitely going to work. He popped the Shrunken Head as a just in case, but Ravener again just on his way running over there. He runs into Swiftblade, and he picks him off quickly. So that's unfortunate for Swiftblade. Just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. The Token of Life is going to be wearing off here in 10 seconds, so they're not going to be able to really make that use of pushing up into the base necessarily with it, but they've made plenty of it. I mean, what is he now? 8-0-1. Yeah, I was going to say his stat line must be pretty crazy here. Having the 8 kills, 0 deaths, and the 1 assist on top of that. So 623 gold per minute. Again, the 450 is that sweet spot for him, apparently. And he's 625 right now. So it's just continuing to look worse and worse for Reason Gaming, honestly. And this Ravener just taking it to them. Now, again, Puppet Master, he's working on a Hellflower here, at least. And that could prove to be effective, of course, against the likes of a Ravener. Lock him down.
One thing actually was quite cool to see as well is he's actually really, really efficiently tread swapping as well. It's a small thing, but like I said, he doesn't have any way to really regenerate his mana after his Blood Chalice has disappeared, so it's very, very important that he int treads on every single portal key use that he has been doing. So, yeah, it's a small thing, but nice to see.
Yeah, no, that's true. It's just being very active with it. You know, I know this was a tip that was brought up to me a long time ago that I kind of took to heart and actually made a change of it as a result. Speaking of tread switching, steam boost switching here, of course, tread switching kind of comes from the Dota term, but that's the same idea, obviously, the steam boost switching that...
it's so much easier to say, though. Like
power treads, steam boots, yeah. Anyways, I actually banned the inventory space to spacebar. And that it's like the bottom right, I think, inventory space is what I use for now. You actually bind it to spacebar, so you just hit spacebar every time you want to do it. I know, basically, the point is, though, making it more of a simple key, or like even on your mouse, a simple click on your mouse, that instead of having to do like the Alt-D, I think it's the default, or Alt-Q.
Mine's spacebar as well, actually.
Is it? Yeah. So
yeah, it is.
Just a tip out there for people that may have never really heard of anything like that. It helps with the tread switching, so something that is good practice in the end. And not necessary at the lower TMMs necessarily, but if you are looking to get up there, there's some friendly advice on that. So, yeah, he's making good use of that, and he has another nearly 5,000 gold even saved up. So again, that big damage item you figure is going to be hitting here soon, whatever it may be. Well, it's up to him, but he's going to find a jump. No, so blade spinning just before.
Yeah,
we'll be fine.
Ooh, bomb line.
Andromeda goes down. By the way, did we ever mention the brutalizer on Swiftblade?
No.
I know we thought
about the
shrunken
We thought
head,
it was going to be shrunken, yeah. I think it's either shrunken head or physical presence, and that's what the brutalizer offers him. It's quite a unique item actually with Swiftblade as well, because you can brutalize proc when you're swift slashing as well, because you auto attack between the swift slashes. So kind of cool item for him in that respect, and I do like it as well because they need something to deal with this Ravenor, because like I said, he's just too strong right now. They can't contest him.
Yeah.
So adding any kind of physical presence that you can on your team is going to be useful.
Top lane, Puppet Master going for the pick on a Midas. Now, he dodges the red power throw right there, actually. Is he actually going to get away, though? No, he is not. Shrunken Head's pop just in case, and he gets
Safe
away
play.
now. Not necessary, yeah, but, what does he know,
No,
obviously?
that's really good play there, because you would assume people would TP top just to defend him, and he couldn't see that, obviously. So, yeah, nice play there from the boy as well. One of those things is that obviously you kind of have to judge the action before the result happens. So, yeah, nice play there. Bottom lane, Pengu should be fine. Oh no, maybe not.
No, maybe not, actually. Oh, it comes out. Gonna pop the free slash. No, I was gonna say stun in 2 seconds, but the seismic slam connects, and he falls. Bubbles comes in. Ravener here as well. Bubbles getting low, but now with Ravener here, Puppet Master dropping. He pops the Assassin Shroud though, and it's going to be fine. No vision, no bound item anymore. Andromeda can't get there in time. The Rev Ward just too late. So we see the damage that Ravener puts out, but now to be fair again, he didn't have the charges necessarily added up going into that either. So they also got to keep that in mind. As we are talking about earlier, he puts the stun on a rally. Will he poured in? He's not going to risk it.
2v4.
Yeah.
He'd just die as well.
And now
They're going to let Andro die. It's the right call to make.
Recent gaming's climbing back in this,
They come back in. Yeah. It's because they're just being really, really making some really good team decisions that actually off the back of Ember Boy's pickoffs. Like he's got 2 or 3 pickoffs now in a row, onto like Midas, onto like the Magnus, on the Bubbles play. So yeah, Ember Boy's really sort of carrying his team right now as he should. But and I think maybe Select Club, they're in a position where they're a little bit reluctant to try and do anything. Like they had a massive lead, like 8,000 gold, yet they haven't really pressured it. Like they took Congo once, but didn't really pressure high ground. They didn't really restrict the map from Reason either. They've got a couple of aggressive wards here. Oh no, they don't, so they're actually Rev wards. Oh, there's one mid, I guess, but they didn't restrict like the jungle, for example, when they had that advantage, and as a result, Reason have been able to get back into it from Select Club, but they still have an 8-0-1 Ravenel, which is obviously to be feared. He's actually gone Frostful Scott, actually. I do like this pickup. It's going to help him somewhat with his mana issues, because obviously plus 20 intelligence, plus the 150 max mana. It's going to be useful. It also helps him not get carted from like the Puppet Master, for example. So yeah, nice pickup.
Yeah, it makes sense, definitely. I mean, nearly 3,000 life. There's nothing usually wrong with that, and no difference here. So that'll be making him an extra tanky target as well. Behemoth getting the spell shards. Like seeing that. Saw the Arcana earlier. I was assuming, honestly, probably going to be something like the Restoration Stone, but
no, he would have mana issues if he gone rest though.
That's true. The straight rest stone. Ooh, failed rot. Trying to defend this Ravener now. I think they're kind of hoping that a Ward of Sight was here to scout him doing it, and they would have jumped him, but clearly that's not the case. Oh, he has a double damage ring though, and actually, Invis Puppet, but as soon as he realizes there's more there, yeah, get the hell on out of there. That was very close for him, and Andromeda not enough sight, although chasing, Ward of Sight, ooh, they knew that he was there, but not in time to react to it right there, so going to be fine, but you can tell Slayer Club, they're looking for opportunities here on the left side of the map. Andromeda up in the front lines. Has an Energizer now, by the way. Minus running in, going YOLO, actually. Runs right into Puppet Master. Swapped him immediately. Goes back in. Down he goes. Big shockwave in the background from Behemoth. But Ravener's here, and he came to play. Has 100 charges. Hat trick coming out. They're going to try to catch Puppet Master. He's forced to come out. He gets done, though, immediately. And Ravener, no, he won't get the quad kill, but they get the kill. That's what matters. Taking care of business. So, yeah, again, you see the true power of Ravener, especially if he has the charges. I don't think he just charges in. I mean, why not? 1 auto attack, 2 auto attack. And down falls Luna. Now they buy back. They're going in, so maybe Ravener needs to pay attention to that a little bit more. He doesn't have a shrunken head, but he's putting in the auto attacks, trying to survive right here. So Slash comes out. Ravener is going to fall in the long run right here. Magnus also in trouble. He goes down. So chasing for the Kona Luna, definitely not the best decision in the world for Cannon Torf. And good buybacks coming out from Reason Gaming. Bubbles? Nope.
Clutch.
He's going to be stopped. Nice compel. Yeah, that was a beautiful play by Zane. I mean, knowing exactly where he would go. Pretty much right on top. So down goes Bubbles, and that'll be the end of him. So well played, and they clean up. And again, you can't be doing it in closer games like this.
Yep. And just a little bit over-aggressive from Kanendorf as well. Went on to the Aluna and killed him, but as a result, does die. It did cost obviously a couple of buybacks, but definitely worthwhile for Reason. They eventually do kill him once, and actually pretty decent streak gold for the Swiftblade, actually. So gives him a nice little boost. And now they might even try and pressure on to take Conga as well, actually.
They're going to try to bait out a Ravener buyback, if anything, here, yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, actually,
Rally.
Andromeda, she's in trouble. No, Rally's not going to open. Just using it for vision purposes.
Oh, Ravener does buyback, actually.
Yep. So there you go. And they will catch Behemoth, actually, from Midas. Now Rally also, he just has to compel away. Be careful with that. They could get Conga themselves. I mean, Conga's pretty low, and
Behemoth dead.
Ravener's coming. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, with him dead especially.
No Eon Swiftblade and Puppet Master either, so that's going to be Congo, which is going to be nice. Ravener should... I think it has to. The best score has to go. I think to pick up token because he just simply can't die in these team fights. Like he has to take token because if he dies, like he's literally all the team fight now from SolC Club. So I drop. Yeah, he does drop the best score. It's a little bit annoying because obviously you can actually lifesteal from the charges you get from power overwhelming. So it's a really nice synergy in that. But I think token does trump the best score in this case. So.
Now Andromeda picked it up to be fair, so we'll have it after it wears off. So.
Yeah, of course. But no, it doesn't.
Well, it doesn't. No, it doesn't give her the effects,
same.
but she'll have it for later.
Yeah.
To give back to him, basically.
Yeah. I think actually his next item will be actually Gunjuro. It's the first time I actually saw Ravenel carry. I think he was actually played. I was on the same tier as in Mapengu at the time, and I was a firm non-believer of Ravenel carry as World Break. I was back ages ago. I was like, this does not work, and then he showed it to me, and he actually wrecked. And so he says like the Gunjuro makes a lot of sense because it gives him extra obviously attack speed because of the agility, gives him mobility as well because obviously you don't want to have portal key in the late game because a 2,150 item is just it's not very efficient in that respect obviously. Whereas Gunjuro it's a similar impact as obviously as a portal key because you have like the mobility atom, but also obviously the Assassin's Shroud burst out of the attack, but also the agility as well. So, and obviously he's going to have the Abyssal Skull after token. So I think it'll be Gunjuro and then perhaps like similar Rage, perhaps be effective because he's going to take effect from the strength, obviously, plus the lifesteal.
True.
So I expect Gunjuro into Symbol of Rage, but that's just
that's a lot of gold. It's going to be a lot of gold.
Yeah, but he's farming it though. To be fair,
oh yeah,
nice. Goes, so.
640 GPM. It's been keeping up. The charge jammer will definitely help with that, of course. So. That's obviously a fake Puppet Master. It's just in case using the Storm Spirit. Even putting the taunt up. I'll let him die to the creeps, but having some fun with that. Swiftblade, though, in the meantime, also having some fun pushing the bottom lane there. 4,700 gold on Swiftblade, so yeah, he's getting with the Brutalizer early on. Pretty aggressive build there, and could continue that route as goes back to the bottom. Almost wants to jump bubbles here if he was going to stick around. As Puppet Master, yeah, Puppet Master is still up here. They are not aware of that, though. I don't know if they are going to possibly try to look for him, but you see a Bound Eye on Midas also as a just in case. And keeping pushing forward. They even put down a Rev Ward as maybe Puppet Master was sneaking around. But no, he's back at base now as he ported back. Raven in the meantime with the Invis Rune activated for another 40-plus seconds here. Looking for an opportunity at the top lane. But he, too, is not going to find anything. So Reason Gaming playing this pretty defensively for the time being, as they really should. Having to basically sit in their base here against SolC Club and their aggressiveness. Aluna, believe it or not, the only hero that's not here. She's actually kind of in the middle. Puts down a Warrior's Sign, then I will port back, though. So now, again, no token. Oh, yeah, they do got the token on Ravener. How much longer? 2 minutes
He needs
plus.
charges, though. I'd actually like to see him from the jungle and then like sort of time it when the creeps are going up. Because now he's got 0 charges. Like this hero is like 50% if he doesn't have 100% max charges on. So he's going to start getting up now, yeah. Like, Reason could try and make a really aggressive play and just go right now when Raven doesn't have charges, but that would be really risky. But, like, he's doing, like, about 180 less damage because he hasn't got max charges right now. Reason are not looking to try and take it early, though.
Yeah.
They're pushing mid, and they're going to try and delay as much as possible.
Well, you know, you had a good point earlier when you were talking about Ravener, how sieging bases, sieging towers. I mean, again, it doesn't add up on that. So it does take away its effectiveness as a carry option, in that sense, at least. So we're kind of seeing that a little bit here. Now, again, he's getting the charges back up with the creep wave, of course.
But it doesn't apply to tower, which is like the biggest thing, obviously.
Yeah.
Because like most carries with like 600 GPM right now would be like hitting for like 300-400 and they'll be able to seize that base easily. But obviously 200 of his damage comes from his max charges, which doesn't apply to tower. And Reason are definitely capitalising on that, though. They're sort of split pushing with Swiftblade, for example. He's got a TP, and when the team fight happens, he's going to be right there, but wants to be effective, obviously.
Behemoth putting the stun out. Another minute left on the token. See the invulnerability. They're doing a good job of defending this. I mean, they got a hell of a team for creep clear. Behemoth alone, obviously, very good with that. Let alone a Luna to assist, so it's, I mean, they're holding here. I don't know if SolC Club's going to find that. I mean, you also look at the counter push. Both middle and bottom, Swiftblade has just been pushing it out during this whole time, getting some good farm himself. He has the Shrunken Head finish. He's ready to TP in, obviously, if anything happens. So, SolC Club, this is a tough spot. It's like, do you overdo it here? Because
I think you have to go, but it has to be a good jump, but not now, though. They've got 30 seconds left. They're going to back off.
Yeah.
As they did. When they had the ability to do it, though. Like, they were like 1 minute 30 on the token, but Reason did a good job just delaying. Oh, there might be a team
This
fight
is
now, though.
kind of interesting. Now, again, Router doesn't have any charges. He's very low on life. Token, of course, could be... he basically just says, screw it. Magnus stunts in on a rally, but now Ravner, no charges. He's going to be caught right off the bat. He's dropping quickly. Andromeda swap. Hellflower is on him. Pops the Storm Spear. Swiftblade is here, though. So Slash is ready to go. Not even needed. Ravner just explodes right there. That was just very silly by Solaire Club. I mean, I don't know what they were possibly thinking could have come out of that.
Yeah, they had vision of it as well, but they just went a bit YOLO. Really, really YOLO. Like, just really, really strange. You said it's a really bad team fight to take. They all clumped up, and Reason easily capitalized on it. And like I said, Ravner without charges, he doesn't do anything breaky, and they instantly just killed him and blew him up. He does have a final buyback, and he might have to use it, otherwise they could lose Rax right now.
He didn't even use the shrunken head, did he? Yeah, he wasn't even able to. Yeah, that's that's one of those moments. It's you think actually Magnus going in with the eruption right here. Ravner did buy back, by the way. Behemoth feeling the brunt of that. He goes down. Swiftblade. He is also dropping. He pops a spin, but not going to last much longer, most likely. He's Storm Spirit and will eventually fall shortly after. So a couple of buybacks, including the final buyback on Ravner, actually used right there. Worth really pointing out. So sure they hold and don't really lose a whole lot in the end, as far as their base and whatnot, but it's still, it gave Recent Gaming quite an opening here, some momentum. Now Swiftblade, he is dead. He has his final buyback, though, to be fair, and of course Puppet Master is still up on top of it all. But Solaire Club, they're going to try to, go back to where they started here, it looks like, as the Bound Die right there will be picked up by Ravner, left there along. Bottom lane in the meantime, Bubble's going out with Rally. You see Rally and Puppet Master, they're trying to push in the middle or bottom lane. This could turn into a little bit of a base race here.
Yeah, they do have a buyback on Swiftblade though.
As Midas jumps in. Midas going on a Behemoth right here. There's the buyback on a Swiftblade, as you're mentioning. Behemoth, who will fall, though, before he can do a damn thing. He is not buying back at this point. They will push in the bottom tower, though. So that buys enough time for that, at least. And it looks like now Solaire Club is going to retreat. So they got the final buyback out of Swiftblade. So, again, both teams getting some small victories here.
Yep.
In the end. And this is now going to just continue to be a pretty close game, it feels like.
Definitely, but I mean, Reason have delayed though for a very long time, and as they said, like if you remember back like 25 minutes, that they were in a really bad situation. They were like 8,000-9,000 goal behind. Ravenloft just had picked up the stronger head, and Reason they have delayed their game to a point where they haven't lost Rax. They're only 2,000 goal behind, and now Puppet Master as well as Swiftblade are becoming a physical right-click threat actually now, and obviously as we can see, Ravenloft has been dealt with quite effectively a couple of times in the last couple of team fights. So. Yeah, they're doing well. There's still obviously a while to go now as well. Swiftblade still has a lot more to improve on. But talking to him, he might be getting jumped actually.
Yeah, he is going to be jumped right here again. You see the damage output of Ravner. Swift Slash just comes out. But Ravner holding his ground pretty damn tanky. It didn't even have met close enough. Oh, he misestimated the last auto attack. He will get it. Look at that reflect damage. But now Puppet Master comes in, and you know what? If he didn't stutter step right there, he probably, I don't know if he would be dead, honestly. I think he would have been able to get away.
Yep.
That is crucial right there. He does have a buyback, but in the meantime, Seismic Slam. Magnus feels the brunt of that. He will survive. He took a lot of damage, though. Portal key away. They are going to live in the end. No, he doesn't have a buyback. What am I saying? Yeah, he's out of buyback. So, and I would think that Reason Game is smart enough of a team to know that.
Yeah.
He's used too.
One thing we haven't really mentioned actually, but is this Stronger Dead on Rally. I'm not a big fan of it, honestly. Like, I'm cool with Stronger Dead on Swiftblade and Puppet Master because obviously they're both right-click threats. Their auto attacks is what's really a big presence in the team fights, and that's why they need to be completely uninterrupted. But for Rally, it's not the same though. Like, Staff is so good on this hero, man. Like, and it gives them their physical presence as well, though, which I think is lacking a little bit. I really think Staff would be a little bit better. But all middle lane. Double
damage on a Puppet Master, but they don't have Ravener. I mean, their damage output is not even close to without Ravener. And look at that. Speaking of damage, Magnus felt some damage right there. Double damage Puppet, that'll do it. But, I mean, they kind of had to. If they just let this go, this would guarantee be a Rax kill. They're at least going to defend the Rax, it looks like. Swap onto Aluna right there aggressively. Will get the kill, but will it come at a cost? Being with Shockwave in the background. Oh, he gets stunned mid-animation right there. He does finally get the Fissure off, but he's deep. And too deep, unfortunately. He goes down. Sheepstick on a Puppet Master. Ravener's back, by the way. Can they catch Puppet? It looks like they will. That's big. I mean, Puppet's dead. He does have a buyback, but it would be his final buyback. This game, man, the game, I don't want to say Game of Thrones, but this is just continues to be a lot of back and forth here. And it's coming down to a very, very climactic end, I'm sure.
makes for an interesting game, that's for sure, Breaky. Whether it's Game of Thrones or not. But yeah, there's buyback on Puppet Masters, buyback on Rally. And Alun is up. Like, they won't be fighting without Behemoth, but neither will they. Neither will Select Club with Magnus. So yeah, they force buybacks though, and they're gonna back off. So this game is really close actually.
Yeah.
But the symbol actually picks up a Puppet Master.
Yeah, he uses his final buyback and he buys the symbol because why not? Has the money for it, I guess.
Maybe he does have enough. Maybe he does have enough physical presence, to be fair. But maybe it just goes back to that last game, obviously, with the Soul Stealer not having enough physical right click. But he does do a lot of right clicks, like 600 crits, obviously, on Whiplash, 300 on normal. I guess it is enough.
I think it's pretty good on him here.
And they've got Swiftblade and obviously Rally as well. But I think Staff though on Rally is definitely. I think Shrunken Head was a poor decision, honestly, because like I've seen him in TVs, like he would go in pop Shrunken Head, like, and then he would like kind of do a couple of measly auto attacks, whereas I think Staff could just be the burst and the physical damage what they need to kill this Rally, but unfortunately he doesn't have it. Like I think Staff on Rally is almost as core as Portal Key on Pebbles kind of thing. It's just that good.
That was pretty funny right there. Just, man, he actually bought a health potion, he activated it, and literally the second he activated it, a red power throw came in and knocked it off at the observatory, so he bought another one and had to, it's another 100 gold, but again, at this point especially, not a big deal, but still kind of amusing. Conqueror obviously up. This would be a third Conqueror kill, I believe? I think it would be.
Yeah, I think
that means bananas here, so yeah, when you get all these games being played in a day, it's sometimes hard to remember exactly how many Conqueror kills you're at, but I believe this would be the third, and of course, again, bananas on top of that. So this is 100% going to be Solaire Club Conqueror kill. You see right here, Reason Game, and no interest in defending. They don't have any vision over there anyway, so they just
Hellborn.
Can't do anything about it. Yeah, Hellborn advantage definitely coming in. I'm sure a red power throw may come in here any second, but it's obviously going to be way too late by the time
I think they even know. They don't even need to sort of use it kind of thing. They know
exactly
what it is. But, so they give token over to Revenor again, which I think is the smart decision. He is like, look at that damage done break, like 22%, close to only 11% on his team. So really, I mean, probably is up there though with 80%, so pretty decent. But yeah, and I don't know, like, I think for Solaire Club, though, it's almost too risky to push up high ground, though, even though they've got token on Ravenor. It's really hard to say, because they're fighting into a level 16 Behemoth. They've got, obviously, Rally to push into as well. Even though he doesn't have staff, the Sunshine still does a lot of damage. And then, obviously, they've got good counter push as well. And I think if Solaire Club are looking for anything, it's looking for a pick-off before they go high ground. Like, Reason do not have any buybacks, really, on any of their heroes that are that important right now. Obviously, no buyback on Puppet Master or Swiftblade. But it's finding that pick is the real question here.
Ravenor going to be in the front lines with that token, trying to bait something out. If anything, obviously the team is ready to respond. You see the bananas again on Midas coming out here as well. You look at the gold efficiency; it is slightly in favor of Solaire Club currently. At this point, the creep efficiency pretty much identical. At this point in the game, I don't think it's as impactful of a stat, but early game. It means a little more, perhaps, but 51 minutes in, the point is that this just continues to be a very, very close game here, and most certainly anyone's game, as you're possibly coming up to at least another hour-long game, and just coming off one where, once again, Team Who upset Fresh. If you missed that one, guys, the previous match, and Team Who, they finished 1-2 record, but Fresh is now 1-1, and anything could still happen there in what is Group B, so.
It goes hard.
Does he go? Yeah, Behemoth's hard. Pure tank. I mean, he's a strength.
He's just,
so.
Yeah. I mean, the item's good. I think Ventura might just be a little bit better, honestly, because I think he needs mobility. Like, even though he's sort of running at max movement speed, he's obviously not going to be running at max movement speed all the time. He's goddamn tanky. Don't get me wrong, but he just might have a little bit of mobility issues, perhaps, in the team fights. But we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I mean, as you pointed out, he is running at 522, and maybe not always, but when he's in combat, it's probably going to be running that, to be fair. So that's where it's like,
good.
the Genjiro, sure, it's still good out for, the defensiveness in that sense, but Obviously tanking up
He's
also
got
good
heart.
for that
He's
too.
got
Yeah.
4k HP. So.
4,000 life, not a big deal. Behemoth, he gets caught in the meantime in the background. Now the transmute didn't hit, actually. He's able to get away. Swift slashes it, cuts through Bubbles right there. Magnus, though, a big eruption in the background, cuts a couple of players off. In the meantime, though, Ravener, where the hell is he? Oh, there he is. You see the lightning procs coming off. He's chasing. Look at Rally dropping in life. He goes down. There is 100 charges on Ravener. Now going for Puppet Master. He stuns in. And Puppet Master in a little bit of trouble. Can he get the Symbol Rage off in time? Behemoth, he stuns. Trying to buy him that time. He does get it off. Will it be enough? No, it will not. Down goes Puppet Master. And the Rax is now in trouble. That could be it, actually. No buyback on Puppet Master, remember. None on Swiftblade. Oh, no, he used the final buyback. No on Rally, though, nor Behemoth. So the Rax go down. It is Swiftblade and a Luna is what it's going to be to hold right here, or else this could be it in favor of Solaire Club.
Yep, and I can understand what they're trying to do in the team fight, though. Actually, they're still going in, though. This could be the last stand.
Yeah, they are. Going to Luna. Down he goes. Swiftblade falls as well. And, yeah, last stand indeed. They had to try something. They figured, there you go. GG, well played. Solaire Club defeats Reason Gaming. Back-to-back upset victories we have here. And what is the Onslaught? So this has proven to be a pretty interesting event, no doubt, in these group stages.
Definitely.
Well played by Solaire Club.
Really well played from Solaire Club. I mean, they really did impress me but they're a solid team, though. Like, they showed that, obviously, from beating Reason. But, like, some games, you see upsets, for example, and you're like, oh, they got lucky. But I would not say this in this game here. Like, Solaire Club, they were very, very efficient in their farming. Like I said, they're farming Ancients very well, farming the jungle, giving like a lane over to the Magmas, for example. And their team decisions were very much on point. And it's not like Reason played badly either. I think that if I was going to criticize Reason for one thing, is that I don't think they were as aggressive as probably they could be with the lineup they had. They didn't pressure perhaps the Ravenel that much. Like, he was 13-0 for like the longest time, and perhaps that could have played an impact. But regardless, though, Solaire Club won and they deserve the victory. So congrats to them.
Definitely. That's got to be feeling pretty good for them, to say the least. So congratulations indeed for them. Now, obviously, still matches to be played for both these teams, but both of them are 1-1 now. In fact, pulling up the graphic for you guys to get a closer look at what I'm talking about here. There you go. In Group A, both of them 1-1. Obviously, got Sync at 1-0 currently, and Nullstone Gaming at 0-1. So now this really puts a lot of pressure on Reason Gaming right here, because if they lose against Sync Esports, which it will be our next matchup here, which is very possible, then there's a good chance they wouldn't be moving on, actually. So, again, that's $3,000 on the line. Some good money here, some good play. So, not moving on to the second stage of the event could be pretty impactful, but we'll see how that shapes up. But, ladies and gentlemen, that means we got our final match coming at you of Sync Esports versus Reason Gaming. As we pointed out right there, definitely bid on the line specifically for Reason Gaming. They really could use a win here if they want a chance of moving on to the next round. Ladies and gentlemen,